officially at the end of week 15. We'll be heading into the final 3 weeks, and I got to start doing the elimination rounds where we're going to start eliminating people now off the board. And don't worry, I'm going to give everybody a fighting chance. It's not a big deal. You're going to get eliminated right away. But this is how everybody did on the picks so far for this week. Did anybody see the Seattle Seahawks beating the Eagles? Well, I can tell you, some people did. We did have some people go 13-3. I think we had one go 14-2, if I'm correct. I'm at the look on these records real quick. I only post the wins, at least just for the regular week when showing it. I think for the most part everybody did good. Ryan Patty went 14-2, so I got to give him a shout out. All right, because I just got a lot I got to say before I get out of here, bro. Because this week's going to be a real busy week. I got college football. I got to do the picks for that. And we're in the playoffs for that. And then, of course, we're doing the NFL. If your name's in blue or red, you're automatically competing in the first round of the Pick'em League. Elimination round, week 16. If your name's in black, you still have to do your picks. So, yeah, these are the results so far when the records are added for the first 15 weeks of the NFL, and the season's gone by too fucking fast, man. If your name's in blue, you're the higher seed. If your name's in red, you're the lower seed. And of course, I'm going to show the bracket shortly after this. So bear with me and be patient at least. By the time you guys catch the stream, it's probably going to be real late for you. And yes, Noah, you're number one right now at 149 wins. And Chem123 is second, believe it or not, 149 as well. So far. Going into the final 3 weeks. Like I said, so if you avoid the first elimination round, hey, all kudos to you. You just have to do your picks. For the rest of you, your name's in blue or red, you will be competing. So Brandon Rogers, you do avoid that round. In case you watch it, you're going to be just doing your picks like it's just a normal week, basically. If you're leading your division, by the way, you're automatically exempt from any elimination rounds. So congratulations to Jake. He's the only person left in his division. Everyone else is going for elimination rounds. They're going battling, so he automatically wins his division by default. So congratulations to Jake Rammel. You win your division, bro. And so that means you're going to get a decent rank going into the postseason. So congratulations. Also, for the ladies' divisions, all three of them have already been clinched after this week. Give shout out to Tanya for winning her division, Marquet for winning Division 19, and Kristen for winning Division 18. Give you ladies a shout out. You have earned it. You busted your ass, and therefore you should be rewarded. So the divisions 1 through 16 are still kind of up for grabs, and so that's going to be pretty fascinating going into the final weeks. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the brackets, and then we'll go from there. So this is the first bracket. We are in officially week 16. It's the best of 13, and yes, I left out the 2 games on Saturday and the one on Thursday, so that way I condense it down a little bit, but have a decent amount of games for you guys to go heads up. It's the best of 13 games. 10 of them take place on Sunday, and then the other 3 take place on Monday on Christmas Day. So if your name's in blue, you're automatically the higher seed. If your name's in red, you're the lower seed. And the number beside your name is the amount of wins you had entering that. So it kind of condenses down. Like Aaron's got 108. He's the worst record. He's got the worst record, so he's ranked 123. And by the way, you keep whatever rank you finish with. So if you win the tournament at 123, I mean, it's going to be, the odds are going to not be in your favor here, but if you win the whole thing, then you have the opportunity to, win as a 123 seed. So all the names here with the number beside it, that's the amount of wins you finished with. And of course, the lowest 44 with the worst records enter in the battle for this week out of 123. So that means the top 79 avoided the first round elimination. But you still got to do your picks, though. You still got to do them. If your name's not on this paper here, you still have to do your picks. So, yeah. So, Brandon Rogers, if you're watching this, you still got to do your picks. Like it's just a normal week. Because after this week, then we're going to have the second elimination round. And who's ever in the bottom 58 through 79 is automatically going to be here. And they're going to have to battle that. So that's why it's still important. You got to stay on the board, right? So if you win, you stay on the board. If you lose, you're out. And that's pretty much where we're at. So it's like 2 different seasons going on within a season. Playoffs for some of you, regular season still for some of you. So Micah Pogue finished 80th place. He's going up against Eric. Michael Liss, A.K. Bones, is going up against Lavanya. Adrian McLeod's going up against Tiffany. John Alves against Katie. Sexton against Corbett. Michael Polston, a.k.a. Prodigal Hill, versus Tara. Joby versus Carmen. The Nitro Freaks taking on Byron, the Pats fan. So you got a little Eagles-Pats showdown. There goes me. Look, I finished a shitty record, so I'm up for elimination, but I do get to make my picks first. So I'm going up against Jacob. Everett's taking on Aaron. Main Attraction, former Carolina Panther fan, still is, taking on Nancy. Freddie is taking on Kyra Smith, a.k.a. Raptors girl. Julius versus Marquise. Mr. Tex 93 is taking on Minor. Rodney's taking on Jamal Seaton. So you got a Chargers-Saints showdown there. Scotty's taking on Chad Perkins. Crazy Dog is going up against Donovan Williams. Tyson, your king, is here. Patriots fan is going up against Ashley. She's a Steelers fan, so you got a little Patriots. Steelers showdown. Simus is taking on Shirley. Xenon's taking on Billy. Travis is taking on Dante. And Peter's taking on Gabrielle. So it looks like CG Bully, you avoided this round. Let me see. Is your name in black? Yes, sir. And you're second in your division. Congratulations, CG Bully, if you're watching this still. You are now 135 and 89. That Seahawks win bumped you up. You get to avoid this round of elimination, so you still have to do your picks for the week, though. So you still have to do that. Donovan, where are you at? What division are you in? What division are you in, Donovan? Oh, you're right here. And Donovan, you also avoided the elimination round, so you still have to do your picks for the week. So congratulations to you, too. You get to avoid it. Brandon Rogers, you avoided the elimination round. You still have to do your picks, though, for the week. So Thursday's game, if I'm correct, I think it's New Orleans at the Rams. That's going to be a tough one. But I'm going to send the games out, on your DMs. That's normally how I do it. So I'm going to go ahead and explain how the playoffs go. It's pretty self-explanatory. Every tournament I do a split where basically I take the amount of games and I split them. And the way that I do it is the higher seeds, which are always in blue, every sports league I do, they're in blue. And I send you the list of games. You get first dibs on who you want. Now, the idea on how to do it, you get the list of 13 games that are this week. Well, there's actually 16, but for the elimination round, I'm only going to take 13 of them. I'm not going to count Thursday or Saturday's games because there's 2 Saturday, 1 Thursday, and I'm not going to count those. So that way, it gives all the higher seeds an opportunity to sit on their picks because it's elimination round. So you got to play stay on the board. So you can submit your 7 selections on Saturday, and then your opponent's going to get the other 6 that you didn't pick. So the science behind it is you want to pick the easiest games that you believe are the easiest. Now, that's all for interpretation. So I'll give you mine. Since I'm the highest seed, I'm going to go first. I'm going up against Jacob, so I get to pick the 7 games first out of the 13. So I looked at the games this week for the Monday's matchups because we're not counting Saturday or Thursday for us. So I'm looking at the Monday's matchups, and obviously, I'm going to go with Kansas City over the Raiders. So I'm going to give my opponent the Raiders. So that's the advantage of being the higher seed. You get to pick first. So you want to pick the easiest games first. I'm going to go with Eagles over the Giants. So my opponent's now got the Giants as his second team. I got the Eagles. Okay, I'm not touching the Ravens-Niners game. I'm going to let him pick that one. Why? Because that game go either way, and I'm not touching that game. So I'm not touching the games that's going to give me a head-scratcher. I'm going to pick the 7 easiest games, and I'm going to make his ass pick the harder ones. Because either way, pick your poison. I'll take whoever you give me on that. I don't really care, whether it's Ravens or Niners. So that's pretty much how the science works for this tournament when it comes to playoff picks. And the whole season determines your picks and your wins and losses, points, determine where you place your seed in, who picks the higher seed, and this and that. So you get the advantage of getting first dibs. Now, I don't want to play in the first elimination round, but I don't have a choice because I did shitty during the regular season. So therefore, I have no choice. But that doesn't mean I can't win. That just means I have to work harder to do so. So with that being said, I'm going to go with Kansas City over the Raiders as my first pick at a 7. I'm going to go with the Eagles over the Giants. It's my second choice. I'm looking at the list of games here. I'm going to go with Denver over the Patriots. That's obvious, no-brainer right there. My fourth pick, I'm going to go with the Lions to win in Minnesota. So I'm picking my games, and I'm giving my opponent his picks, and then he gets to pick the 6 that I leave him. But I'm going to leave him the hard picks. All right. I'm going to go ballsy on this one because the games get a little tougher now. I'm going to pick the Bears over the Cardinals for this week as my 5th pick. Lock it in. So he's got the Cardinals, I got the Bears. All right. I'm going to... Damn, these games get tough. I'm going to go with the Jets at home against the Commanders as my 6th selection. So he's got the Commanders now. And for my last pick, ooh, you know what? Fuck it. Brandon Rodgers, I'm going to go with your Seahawks because your Seahawks won last week. I mean, just won this now. And they got something to play for. They're going to Tennessee to take on the Titans Hards. So go ahead and give me Seattle over Tennessee. So my 7 selections are Chiefs, Eagles, Broncos, Lions, Bears, Jets, Seahawks. I gave my opponent Raiders, Giants, Patriots, Vikings, Cardinals, Commanders, Titans. So if you're the higher seed, you get to pick first. So that's first dibs. So then I'm leaving him the pick Colts and the Falcons. So he's going to get to pick that game. He's also going to get to pick Green Bay at Carolina. Okay? Cleveland at Houston. I'm not going to touch that game. Jacksonville at Tampa Bay. I'm not going to touch that one either. Dallas at Miami. That can go either way. And last but not least, Ravens at Niners. My gut tells me the Niners are going to win, but I'm not going to waste a pick on that game because I felt that there were a lot easier games on the board to pick from. So I'm not gonna give him the pleasure of picking an easier game. I'm gonna make him pick the harder games. That's the science in the tournament pick'em playoffs. Whether you're in baseball, my pick'em league, NFL, college, NBA, whatever, you get first dibs on the pick. That's what the higher seeds get the advantage of looking at the scale of the games and picking first. Now, that doesn't mean you can't lose those games. Okay? You can still lose. But when you're the higher seed, you get to pick first. And that's why we do these picks to determine seeding. And then when it gets down to the nit and gritty, it goes to this advantage. Now, this formula I follow in every sport. Whether it's a best of 13, a best of 2, best of 3, best of 7. It's the same format. Easy Japanesey. But Joe very certainly won't. If Cleveland and Houston could tie, that would help me out. Oh, shit, Aaron Rodgers will be back next week. Oh, shit, I got Aaron Rodgers. Like I said, I wanted to get this shit over with, man. So, yeah, CG Bully, I know you're in here. You just get to do your picks. You lucky bastard. You get to stay on the board. But, however, you still want to avoid the next elimination round. And the next elimination round is week 17. So the 22 winners out of these 44 that will advance, 22 will go home. They'll be eliminated after this week. We'll go from 123 to 101. Those 22 advancing winners will face the next 22 bottom feeders, which will be ranks 58 through 79. So 58 through 79 will have to go up against the advancing winners of this week. So you still want to compete on the board to try to improve on the standings, and therefore it keeps you off the elimination board, because once you're on the elimination board, you're pretty much in forever. Your playoffs pretty much starts. So that's the way of avoiding those rounds. And there's 3 elimination rounds in NFL football. I did one last year for the first time ever. I liked it. People liked it. They said, let's do more. So I decided that two and make it three. We're going to have 66 people at the end of the day at 123 get in the NFL postseason. If you win your division, you're automatically exempt from any round, or if you're in the top of those wild cards to avoid those rounds. So, for example, this round you had to be in the top 79. You had to finish at least 79 or better. So if you were in the top 20 division, if you were a division leader, which there's 20 of you, you're exempt. And then the top 59 wild cards also avoid that. That's more than half the board. Because half of 122 is what? 50 plus half of 22 is 11, 61. So 61 and then what? 79 avoided it. So yeah, that's more than half. So more than half the board avoided this round. So that's good. So we'll be down from 123 to 101 after this week. And then in week 17, we're going to go down from 101 to 79. After week 18, we're going to go down from 79 to 66. And only 66 get in the playoffs. But I'm going to give everybody a fighting chance by going in the rounds, competing in those rounds, and having to win the majority of games. So once I get my 6 back that my opponent gives me, because those games are tough that I left him, he's going to give me my 6. And once we get our 13 teams, the first to 7 or more wins advances. And that's how pretty much this formula goes down. I think it's easy, simple, Japanesey. Once we get to the NFL playoffs, we're only going to have the games condense even further down because there's not that many games. So we'll do a best of 3 for the first 3 rounds. The first round will be a college football national championship game and 2 NFL wildcard Saturdays. That next round will be 3 NFL Sunday games. And then the following round after that will be the Monday night football game plus the 2 divisional games on that Saturday. So it'll be a best of 3. Best of 3, best of 3. Then it'll be best of 2 for 1 round. And then it'll be a single elimination for the final 8, the final 4, and the Super Bowl game. So we'll have 1 winner out of 123 people. So we have 4 divisions clinched already this week. Jake won division, let me look. He won division 17, and the 3 women's divisions have been clinched. Kristen division 18, Marquet division 19, Tanya division 20. So what that means is they're automatically going to finish in the top 20 because they won their division. So these next 3 weeks, they can do shitty on their picks, but they still might want to do well to try to get more buys in the NFL playoffs. Because if you finish in the top 4, you're automatically in the divisional round Sunday. So you avoid 3 extra rounds going into the NFL wildcard. You get to avoid the wildcard playoffs, which are 2 rounds, and the divisional round Saturday, which is the 3rd round. So you're going to avoid those 3 rounds, plus these 3 elimination rounds, you're good. That means you avoid 6 rounds. That's 6 rounds you don't even have to bother even competing in. So it's very important to try. And yes, I'll show the brackets for the later rounds. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm just going to show this one because this one's first. And as each week goes, I'm going to show it once the NFL playoff starts. Then I'm going to show all the brackets. Every bracket, every round. That's how it works. So yeah, that's how the cookie crumbled. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I just wanted to get this done. So Ash Raider, you avoided the elimination round. Your name's in black. If you didn't look already on the tournament page. So you're just going to do your picks for the week. So it's just like the regular season for you. So you just do your picks. CG Bully, same for you. Brandon Rogers, same for you. You're just doing your picks. That's it. Just like it's a regular week. Just a regular week. Y'all are all jumping each other as these other guys are fighting to stay on the board. That's the whole point. You want to stay off the board. You want to make sure that you avoid those elimination rounds as much as you can. Because once you get in, it's like the black hole. You're sucked in and you remain in, and you have to continue winning each round to stay in the fucking board. So that means if I lose this week to my opponent, I'm out. If I win, he's out, he goes home. Either way, someone's going home. So 44 people are going into battle, 22 step out. And those 22 will face the bottom of the 22 of the 79 people. So out of 79, that'll be what? 58 through 79 will have to play the advancing winners of this round. So that means another 22 get eliminated. So you're going from 123 to 101, 101 to 79. And the final week is going to be very short. It's the week 18. It's going to go from 79 to 66. So only the bottom 26 face off. So if you're in the top 53, guarantee you're automatically don't have to play in these long rounds here. So I could get eliminated this week. But CG Bully, Ash, Brandon, y'all don't have to worry about that. But I could get cut this week. Simus is in there, Polston's in there, Scotty, Billy Scott. You know, y'all know Billy Scott, Titans fan. He's in there. Michael Liss, A.K. Bones. Y'all know Bones and YG. Joby, Pogue, Sexton, Freddie Mitchell, Main Attraction. He used to be a Panthers video maker. And some of these guys are, you know, Eric Kapork. He finished dead last in the tournament this year, so he's dead last. So he will be competing. Tyson, your king is here, will be there. Byron, the Pats fan. These are some TTC guys named Jamal Seaton will be competing. He's a lower seed. He's got to wait for his opponent to pick first. So Crazy Dog, y'all know Crazy Dog, the Browns fan. Young Link, a.k.a. Rodney, is there. He's in elimination round too. Nitro Freak, y'all know Nitro Freak. Mr. Tex 93 comments on my videos. He will be picking 7 games out of the 13, any 7 he wants. And then once he does that, then his opponent will pick the other 6. And then that's how you get your 13. Gabriel, the Pats fan, he's there too in the elimination round. So yeah, it's this is it. We're narrowing the numbers down. This is it. So we're fighting for those guys. We're fighting to stay on the board in those elimination rounds. And then the other guys that are doing their picks, they're fighting to avoid those later rounds. That's it. And at the end of the day, 66 go into the wild card round. So, yeah, that's it. Interesting. CG Belly. That's what he called himself. Bills and Chiefs are easy choices. Yeah. I mean, if you guys do any of my pick'em leagues, like CG Bully's in almost all of them. So, if you do any of those, you avoid it. I'm like, you understand how I do my playoff thing. So that's basically how it works. Yeah, that's how this works. So I'm not picking that Ravens-Niners game. I'm not touching that game because it can go either way. But I did pick the other 2 Monday night games. So I picked the Eagles over the Giants, Chiefs over the Raiders. Those are 2 of my picks. And then I got Chiefs, Eagles. I got Broncos over Patriots, Lions over Vikings, Bears over the Cardinals, the Jets over the Commanders. I think the Jets can win that game even Aaron Rodgers don't play. And I'm going to go with Seattle over Tennessee. Like, I feel like those were the easiest picks for me. So those other picks are kind of a little bit harder. So I'm going to let my opponent pick those 6. And whatever teams he picks, I'll be fine. So, like, even if he picked the Texans and gave me the Browns, I'll be okay with that. Because that's like a 50-50 split anyway. I'll take that one. And the Ravens-Niners can go either way. Dolphins, Cowboys, same thing. So, yeah. All right, well, that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to push this video out now because I wanted to get it over with. And that's why you don't see me doing my picks for Week 16 right now, like the whole scale, because I needed to get this out the way and go from there. Yeah, the Thursday game is Saints and Rams, and then the Saturday's games is Bengals, Steelers, and Bills at Chargers. Saturday's games. All right. And then Christmas Day, obviously Monday this year. So there's going to be 3 games for that. So, yeah, it's the best of 13 if you are in red or blue on the list. And if you are not, it's 16 games. You just got to do your picks. That's it. Then I'll update it. I'll do the updates on that, and we'll start with the new week. That's it. All right, guys. So I just want to let y'all know that. And I wanted to get this over with because I had to start sending picks out probably – I'm waiting till like Wednesday, Thursday, and with the instructions, all the higher seeds in blue, you're going to get all the games, and then you're going to get to pick 7, and I'm going to tell you only pick 7. And then I have to send a notification to the lower seeds. Everybody's in red. Hey, you got to be patient. You may not get your picks till Saturday. We're only doing Sundays and Mondays games. Best of 13, your opponent gets dibs on the first 7, and then you get dibs on the 6 that he gives you. And that's it. So, yeah. All right, well, and for the ones of you who are not on the board, on this elimination board, you still have to do your picks, and I'll send you the games just like it's a normal week. So, all right, well that's it, man. I'm heading out. Y'all have any questions? Feel free to DM me, man. Pretty self-explanatory.